Good afternoon, sir. So I am Judy Limod. My task is to report about network design and planning, ensuring scalability, redundancy, and reliability, which is effective network design and planning are paramount for any organization seeking to ensure seamless operations, optimize performance, and achieve long-term growth. A well-designed network architecture should prioritize scalability, redundancy, and reliability to accommodate evolving business and needs and prevent disruptions. Capacity planning forecasting network needs. We have three: traffic analysis, growth projections, capacity planning models. So first is traffic analysis, which is begin by the meticulously analyzing historical network traffic data. This involves examining bandwidth utilization, peak periods, and user activity patterns to identify current trends and anticipate future demands. So, examples sa traffic analysis is real-world examples: traffic signals optimization, which is analyzing traffic volumes, speed, and pedestrian traffic to adjust signal timings, reducing congestion and wait times. Second is traffic volume studies, counting vehicles, pedestrians, and cyclists to determine traffic distribution, peak hours, and transportation infrastructure needs. Third, route optimization, analyzing traffic patterns to identify the most efficient routes for public transportation, emergency services. Then, proceed to sa growth projections, which is considered the organization's business growth projections, anticipated user increases, and new applications or services that might be deployed. Factor in the potential impact of emerging technologies like cloud computing and mobile devices. So, ang example ana is technology which is project projecting smartphone, healthcare which is forecasting hospital bed demand, renewable energy which is predicting solar panel installation. So, napala siya ang advantages sa growth projections. Strategic planning, which is informed decision-making data, driven projections, guide strategic decisions, resource allocation, optimize resource allocation based on projected growth, and goal setting, which is establish realistic targets and milestones. So proceed ta sa capacity planning models, which is utilize forecasting tools and models to project future bandwidth requirements based on collected data and growth projections. These models can help determine optimal network infrastructure capacity for both short-term and long-term. So, na siya example sa capacity planning models. So, ang iyang example is economic order, simulation modeling, and forecasting models. So, napod na siya kuan more examples pa, which is qualitative models, operational models. So, ang qualitative models is ang Boston Consulting Group and Porter's 5 process, while the operational models which is capacity requirements, material requirements, and enterprise resource. So, karon proceed na sad ta sa scaling network design principles, which is na siya tulo usab. First is modular design, second vertical scaling, third horizontal scaling. Modular design, which is employing modular design principles, allowing for the easy addition or removal of network components as capacity requirements evolve. This ensures flexibility and minimize disruptions during upgrades. So, modular designs na siya examples first is ang product design, architecture and construction, industrial and manufacturing, and software and IT. So product design, nabalong din ha ang laptop, smartphones, while ang architecture and construction, modular homes, which is prefabricated interchangeable modules, container architecture, which is repurpose shipping container as modular buildings, and modular skyscrapers, which is interlocking modules. While ang industrial and manufacturing, nabilong usab dira ang modular production lines, process skids modular, modular data centers, and modular packaging system. So karon proceed na sa vertical scaling. So vertical scaling involves increasing the capacity of existing hardware components such as upgrading service with more powerful processors or adding more memory. This can be a cost-effective solution for handling short-term growth. So vertical, which nabod na siya examples ang business and operations. Usa na siya ka example sa vertical scaling, manufacturing and production, infrastructure and construction, which is ang business and operations kay nader ang hiring specialized staff, which is adding expert to handle increased workload, equipment upgrades, which is replacing machinery and higher capacity models, fleet expansion, which is adding vehicles or upgrading existing ones, while ang manufacturing and production is machine upgrades, which is replacing outdated machinery, production line enhancement, which is adding automation or increasing capacity, increased staffing, which is hiring more workers. So mo to siya ang mga example sa vertical scaling. So proceed ta sa horizontal scaling. Horizontal scaling, which is entails adding more network devices such as a server or switches to distribute workload and increase capacity. This approach offers higher scalability and redundancy compared to vertical scaling. So, ang examples po anong sa horizontal scaling is ang software development or ang benefit. So software development is na ang microservices architecture, which is breaking applications into scalable services. Then service-oriented architecture, which is designing scalable modular services, and distributed scoring, which is spreading cache across multiple modes. So mo to siya ang mga examples sa horizontal scaling.